The royal palace ship Astraeon floated silently above a dying red star. Its golden towers shimmered like fire, and thousands of alien nobles filled the grand hall. Today was important. The alien empire was meeting a human envoy for the first time in 50 years. Commander Rian Hale, one of Earth's best diplomats, walked in with calm steps. His black uniform was simple, but on his chest he wore the silver emblem of the Human Alliance. Every alien eye focused on him. Some curious. Some angry. Some afraid. He stopped at the center of the hall, under a high crystal dome that glowed like a moon. Then the large doors opened again. A soft wind blew in as Princess Lyra Valroon entered. She walked like someone who owned the stars themselves, tall, silver-skinned, and glowing faintly with biolight. Her long hair floated like it had its own gravity. Every alien bowed as she passed. Rian bowed slightly too. But her expression changed the moment her bright green eyes met his. Before he could speak, her voice exploded across the hall. "Don't touch me, human!" The sound echoed like thunder. The hall froze. Dozens of guards pointed their charged spears at Rian. Nobles gasped. Advisors whispered. Some aliens shouted for the human to be arrested. Rian raised both his hands slowly. "I didn't touch you," he said calmly. But Princess Lyra didn't look angry. She looked afraid. Something was wrong. She stepped closer as if to confront him, a dramatic move for the watchers, and her voice continued loudly. "Do not come near me. You break our royal law." Every alien's attention locked on her. But as soon as she stood close enough, her voice lowered to almost nothing. Her lips barely moved. "Follow me. Now. Act like I discussed you." Rian blinked in confusion. He had never met her before. Why was she acting like this? And why whisper something the opposite of her shout? Before he could ask, she turned sharply and walked away. It looked like she was leaving in anger, but Rian noticed her right hand move slightly, signaling him to trail behind her. 2 guards escorted her, and 4 followed Rian from behind, weapons at his back. She led them all through a long corridor filled with bright blue light. The hall grew quieter as they walked, and soon there were no nobles around, only cold metal and humming energy walls. Up ahead, the princess stopped at a corner. She turned her head just enough for only Rian to hear. "Take the left door after I pass. I will dismiss the guards." Then she walked forward. The guards with her saluted and continued ahead. 2 stayed behind Rian, but she snapped her fingers sharply. "You 2 go assist at the main hall. I want privacy." The guards obeyed. The moment they were out of sight, Rian slipped left into a narrow corridor. The lights were dimmer here, and the air felt cooler. He followed the princess's glowing silhouette deeper inside the palace ship. She stopped near a silver door with strange symbols. Rian approached carefully. "Princess," he whispered. She cut him off. "Not here. Inside." She placed her hand on the door lock, and the metal lines across the door lit up. A soft voice spoke. "Identity confirmed, Princess Lyra Valroon." The door slid open with a warm humming sound. Inside was a long room covered with floating screens, ancient artifacts, and a large circular window showing the red star outside. The air smelled of rare flowers. The moment the door closed behind Rian, she turned toward him quickly. Her voice was no longer soft or royal. It was urgent. "You are in danger," she said. "And so am I." Rian took a step back. "From who?" "Someone in the court," she answered. "Someone powerful." Rian frowned. "Then why shout at me? Why pretend?" "Because that person watches me," she said. "And today, they watched you." Her eyes flicked to the door. "They wanted you dead before you even arrived." Rian felt a cold sensation in his chest. "Why?" he asked. Lyra walked toward a table covered in holographic maps. She pressed a button, and a small projection lit up. It showed the shape of a void hunter. A creature humans knew from dark stories. Long claws. Sharp wings. Shadow-like skin. These are extinct, Rian whispered. She shook her head. One isn't. And I have it. She pointed to the far end of her chamber. Rian slowly turned. Behind a dark energy field, something huge moved. A tall creature, with twisted limbs and glowing eyes, stared directly at him. It was chained, but the energy field pulsed like it was barely holding it back. Rian stepped back automatically. The princess lifted her hand. Do not fear. It is restrained. Rian looked at her sharply. Why is this thing here? Because it attacked my father, she said quietly. And it spoke. That made Rian freeze. Void hunters didn't talk. Not in any human record. What did it say? He asked. That someone inside my own court controls it. Rian felt his pulse quicken. That meant someone inside the alien empire had technology to command an extinct predator. And you think they want me dead? He asked. Lyra nodded. Humans cannot be controlled by the mind tech that void hunters use. It makes you a threat. Rian understood now. If they believe humans cannot be controlled, they will try to remove every human envoy, she continued. Including you. The creature behind the barrier growled softly, almost like it understood the conversation. Rian looked at Lyra. Why tell me? Why trust me? She stepped closer, her glowing green eyes steady and serious. Because I need someone the traitor cannot track. Someone whose mind cannot be scanned. Someone who can help me find the truth. And you think that's me? She nodded again. I shouted at you to fool the court. They must believe I hate you. Otherwise, both of us die. Rian slowly exhaled. He understood the danger now and the strange game she was playing. A loud alarm suddenly echoed through the room. Lyra's face turned pale. They found out, she whispered. The lights flickered. The chamber door beeped. Someone was overriding the security lock. The void hunter growled loudly, its eyes glowing brighter. Lyra grabbed Rian's arm, her voice a sharp whisper. Someone is coming. Stay behind me. And do not trust anyone who enters. The lock on the door clicked. The door began to slide open. Part 1 ends right here, on maximum suspense. The door slammed shut behind them, echoing through the chamber like thunder in a canyon. Rian Hale's heart pounded as he stared at the void hunter, its glowing eyes following every movement. He had never seen anything like it, alive, intelligent, and dangerous. Yet somehow, it didn't attack him. Not yet. Princess Lyra Valron didn't waste a second. Her voice was low, urgent. Rian, listen carefully. You have no idea who wants you dead. Rian swallowed, his mind racing. I thought the court only wanted to make first contact. I didn't do anything. Lyra's eyes glinted. That's exactly why they are afraid of you. Humans cannot be controlled. And some here want power more than peace. She moved to a console, pressing strange symbols that made maps and diagrams float in the air. This chamber is the only place in the palace where the mind control tech cannot reach, she explained. Everything else is monitored. Every step. Every word. Rian's eyes widened. You mean, they've been watching me since I arrived? She nodded. Every move. Every breath. And now, someone knows I brought you here. A deep growl echoed from the energy field behind her. The void hunter moved closer to the barrier, its massive claws scraping the floor softly. Its glowing eyes focused on Rian. Rian swallowed hard. It knows me? Lyra shook her head. It doesn't know you. It knows who controls it. And it can tell when the controller is near. That's why I brought you here. Rian stepped closer to the barrier, compelled by curiosity. The creature's voice was a whisper, low but clear. The traitor is closer than you think. Human. Rian froze. The word sent a shiver down his spine. Closer? Who? The king? Lyra's face darkened. No. Someone in the shadows of the court, someone who hides behind loyalty but seeks chaos. Suddenly, the chamber walls vibrated with a loud alarm. Lights flashed red. A deep hum grew louder. Someone is overriding the door, Lyra said sharply. They know we're here. We don't have much time. Rian's hand instinctively went to the sidearm at his belt. Lyra shook her head. Weapons won't help. This is not a fight of strength. It's a fight of wits and trust. The princess moved toward a hidden panel. Her fingers flew over the symbols, and a small platform rose from the floor. Step on this, she said. It will hide us temporarily from scanners. Rian stepped forward cautiously, feeling the platform lift him slightly above the floor. The wall shimmered, projecting a soft illusion of empty air. From the other side of the chamber, the door began to push open. Shadows appeared, guards, but not ordinary ones. Their armor had strange markings, symbols of the inner council, the real rulers of the empire behind the king's throne. Lyra whispered urgently. They believe I have kidnapped you. If they find us, you die, and I might be executed too. Rian's mind raced. Humans were usually hunted by aliens for diplomacy mistakes, but this was different. These aliens wanted him dead for being untouchable. The guards entered. Their eyes scanned the chamber, unaware of the illusion. Rian could see their weapons glinting in the dim light. Lyra's hand brushed his arm. Stay calm, she whispered. Suddenly, the Void Hunter's energy field pulsed violently. It roared, a sound that shook the floor and rattled the illusions. The guards froze instinctively. Now! Lyra hissed. She pressed a hidden lever. The floor under the guards opened in a flash, dropping them into a containment pit below. Rian blinked. Did you just trap them? Yes, Lyra said grimly. I didn't want to hurt them. But they need to learn that even loyalty can be deadly if it's blind. Rian looked at the creature behind the barrier. Its glowing eyes met his. Will it attack me now? He asked nervously. Lyra shook her head. It doesn't attack allies. Not if they are trustworthy. And right now, you are the only one it can trust. The creature growled softly, a sound that almost seemed like approval. Lyra turned back to Rian. I need you to understand something. This is bigger than the palace. The advisor you see is loyal, he plans war. He wants humans destroyed. And he's using the Void Hunter to manipulate the court. Rian's stomach dropped. He's planning to start a war? Yes, she said, her voice trembling slightly. And the council will follow him blindly if they believe humans are the enemy. Rian clenched his fists. Then we stop him. She shook her head. It won't be easy. He has spies everywhere. You cannot trust anyone, except me and the creature. And even the creature only obeys reason, not emotion. Rian swallowed. Then what do we do? Lyra's eyes glinted with determination. We gather proof. We expose him. We show the court the truth. And we survive until then. Suddenly, a small screen on the wall lit up. A holographic figure appeared, the traitor advisor himself, calm, smiling. You've been busy, he said. But my little game is far from over. Rian felt the weight of the galaxy on his shoulders. This wasn't just diplomacy. It was survival and strategy. The Void Hunter roared again, echoing Rian's resolve. Together, human and alien, they would face the conspiracy hidden in the heart of the Empire. Lyra leaned close, whispering the words that would stay with him forever. Trust no one but me. And maybe, the human who can change everything. The alarms faded slightly. But the sense of danger never left the chamber. Rian realized one thing clearly, the galaxy was bigger, darker, and more dangerous than any human storybook had ever warned. And he had just stepped into the eye of the storm. The chamber doors shattered inward with a deafening crash. Rian Hale barely had time to duck as shards of reinforced crystal flew past him. The traitor advisor stood there, calm, his dark robes billowing, a smug smile on his alien face. "Did you think you could hide from me?" he sneered. "Did you think a human could outwit centuries of imperial power?" Princess Lyra Valrune stepped in front of Rian, her biolight glowing fiercely. "If you touch him, you answer to the Empire," she shouted. The advisor laughed. "The Empire? The Empire is mine. And soon, your precious humans will pay for their arrogance." Rian tightened his fists. Earth had trained him for diplomacy, not assassination. But here, diplomacy was useless. Survival meant action. The Void Hunter, restrained but aware, bared its teeth. Its massive wings stretched, the chains rattling like thunder. Lyra whispered urgently. "Use the device. It's now or never." Rian nodded. He pressed the button she had shown him on a small holographic console. A pulse shot through the chamber, creating a dome of force that disrupted energy weapons and immobilized some of the advisor's guards. The advisor hissed, surprised. You dare." Before he could finish, the Void Hunter lunged. Its claws shattered the remaining chains, and it roared, a sound so terrifying that even trained aliens froze. It swooped over the traitor, forcing him back against the walls. Rian moved quickly. Using his human agility, he dodged laser blasts and ran toward the central console, flipping switches, projecting proof of the advisor's treachery to every corner of the palace. Holograms of secret messages, hidden weapons, and forbidden mind tech floated in the air for all to see. The court watchers, previously silent, gasped in unison. Every noble, every general, every advisor in the palace could now see the truth. Lyra's voice rang out, clear and commanding. "This man has betrayed the Empire. He has endangered both humans and aliens alike. He wanted war." The traitor's smugness vanished. Panic replaced it. He drew a hidden blade, intending to strike Rian, but the Void Hunter was faster. It leapt between them, knocking the blade away and pinning the advisor against the wall. Rian ran to Lyra's side. "Is it over?" he asked, breathless. "Not yet," she said, her eyes scanning the chamber. "The council may still resist. We need them to approve the judgment." She raised her hands, her biolight intensifying, and projected the holographic evidence into the main hall. Every noble's view flickered with the proof, the advisor's schemes, his secret army, and the Void Hunter's capture orders. A murmur rose to a roar. One by one, the council members stepped forward, pointing at the traitor. "This is treason. Remove him immediately. Humans are not the enemy." The king himself appeared at the end of the hall, summoned by the alerts. He looked at Rian, then at Lyra, and finally at the traitor. "You've betrayed your own empire," the king said coldly. "And endangered peace with humanity." The advisor tried to speak, but the Void Hunter growled, its voice like grinding stone. "Your lies end now." The court erupted in order. Guards restrained the traitor, and he was escorted away. Even the king's soldiers, initially hesitant, bowed to Lyra's command. Rian felt a hand on his shoulder. Lyra looked at him, her eyes softer than ever. "You did what no human or alien could alone," she whispered. "You saved more than my life, you saved the Empire." Rian smiled faintly. "I just followed your lead." She shook her head. "No. You led me too. Humans see possibilities we cannot. That is why we need you. That is why. I trust you." The Void Hunter lowered its massive head, almost in approval, and then retreated to its containment area, no longer a threat but a guardian. As the chamber quieted, Lyra turned to Rian with a grin that mixed mischief and relief. "Follow me, human, this time, openly." The two of them walked together into the main hall, where the humans and aliens alike watched. There were no whispers, no doubt. The princess and the human envoy had changed the Empire's fate in a single day. Outside, the galaxy waited, and now it knew that humans were not weak, nor were they to be underestimated. Rian looked at the stars through the palace window. Somewhere in the dark void, enemies were planning. But for now, humanity had proved itself. Lyra leaned close, her voice low but steady. The universe is bigger, stranger, and darker than either of us imagined. But together, maybe we can face it. And for the first time, Rian felt that humans and aliens could stand side by side, not as enemies, not as strangers, but as allies capable of changing the galaxy itself. The galaxy would remember this day. And humans had earned their place among the stars.